I have no idea what happened there. Just one of many things that goes wrong on what is now called Lab After Dark. Because it's only right, since the only time we ever go live on here is when it's dark. So that kind of makes sense-ish, I think. How's it going, everybody? Good to be here. Sorry, I do apologize for the no-show on the lab. I apologize. There was some audio that I was waiting for that didn't get to me in time. Nobody's fault except Peyton's. And so it is what it is. Things happen. And I wasn't going to go on without it. Just couldn't do it. You were going to apologize for sleeping through it? You mean like Jew-ish? I'm sure I don't know what that means. What are we talking about? Missed the other night. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. I don't care. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for myself. I'm here for you. I'm here for everybody. We're all here for each other. As usual. But, man, I know, don't get me wrong. I know this group and I know what this group watches and I sometimes pay attention to what's dangling out there. But like, I got to tell you, this whole PG mystery thing where nobody can figure out who she is just has me like dying laughing. And I don't have a take on it one way or the other, but one of the funny things is like when this kind of stuff happens and somebody's picture is put out from Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and they say, oh, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me. And, it very well could be the truth. However, the one thing, and that's kind of, this is where the internet and real life kind of collide. Let me see. That's funny. Right. So they say, oh my God, that's not me. Or that's somebody else. And then they go get that other person to, if that's what you believe, they go get that other person and put them on. And then the person says, well, it's the craziest thing. They went on my Facebook and they shouldn't have been on my Facebook. They took pictures from my Facebook. So, but then they go on and then they threaten with the lawsuit. And that you can bet every single time that there's a threat of a lawsuit. There just always is. I'm going to sue you. You used my picture. And the funniest thing about that is people don't. So, so basically, people don't. Most people don't. I know you guys do, but most people don't quite understand how lawsuits work and how public information and public domain and, you know, so on and all that stuff that you want to claim. Um, it's first of all, it's just not that easy to sue somebody. It's not. Or to win, it's not that easy. To prove defamation, it's not easy. To prove loss of wages, unless it's a clear cut thing, it's not easy. Now, you want to talk about, psychological damages and if you're sending people to people's houses to harass them, that kind of stuff would probably get a closer look, but it's still going to be extremely hard to get even a crackpot lawyer, paralegal, or somebody who even just makes, who's an intern for a lawyer who just makes copies at Kinko's. You're not gonna be able to sue somebody for that. It's just not how it works. And if it was that easy to sue people for defamation of character or lost wages, then people would do it all the time. It has to directly affect what's going on in your life and either cause you emotional damage. Are there Kinkos anywhere? I'm not sure. Emotional damage, psychological, all that, loss of wages and loss of future wages. Like the way that the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial worked, and the reason that he was able to win is because, right or wrong, she portrayed him in a light that eventually made him lose a very high paying job. They're like, there's too much attached to this guy. We don't want him. And then they cut ties with him because of the way that you have portrayed him by selectively leaking information. So good luck. That's the only reason and by the way, it takes money to sue somebody. There's not a lot of civil attorneys that work for free. You don't become a civil attorney because you like to help the little guy. They're paid off of if they can win a case or not, and they're not going to take a case that they know that they can't win. But to even get that far, you have to file it. And if it's picked up, it's picked up. If it's not, it's not. Typically doesn't get picked up. So these threats of lawsuits and YouTube's always full of them, but just in life, like, I'm going to sue you. It's not that easy. It's actually very, very difficult. Now, sometimes when there actually is real money involved, meaning the person has money and the person may have a case. They sometimes they reach settlements um, outside of court, but that'll never happen here with anything. So, but then you pull these people up defending them showing their face, and then you're like, you should sue. You should too. You can't. First of all, any chance that they thought that they had to sue, well, now that's just out the window. You can't sue people for taking photos off of Facebook, a publicly traded company, even your profile picture, even if it's private, it's still public. That's the wall. All right. So if you don't want a profile picture, then you don't put one, because people can still see your profile picture. That's how that works. Okay. It's a publicly traded company. It's a public space. Now you can private stuff. You can private photos. You can put who wants to see what. You can do all those kinds of things. But what you cannot do is complain about a profile picture being put on another online forum that was taken off of an online forum. I spoke with Trevor. God bless him. He's got the Rona. I hope he feels better really soon. Yeah. And by the way, if they really did that, like, then you would just get everybody would find out who everybody was in 1 second. Well, it's not even like, I'm not even talking about it just happens all the time, but it was just happening again with PG and a bunch of creators. And I'm not here to like pick at those people or I'm just saying that all these like frivolous threats, because I think that Trevor believed that he was going to actually get sued. And I was like, you're not going to get sued, because he's 20 years old. So that threat, when I was 20 years old, if somebody said, I'm going to sue you, I'd be like, holy crap, like that could happen. But it can't, it won't, it shouldn't. And they'd have a better chance of suing PG for putting them up there and to put on that show or whatever it was. You just can't just go around suing people. You can threaten them. It's just ridiculous, I'm going to sue you. No, you're not. And even if you take the first steps to suing somebody, that doesn't mean that you're still going to. It has to be reviewed and picked up under, like, there has to be merit to the lawsuit. And then once the court accepts it, then you go to discovery. And then a judge makes a ruling. But you have to prove it to the judge or the special master or whoever it is. All right. And if anybody's ever been deposed, I'm not sure. I think I heard about somebody in a field. I don't think it was a couple weeks ago, but yeah. people use religion as a front for their vile, disrespectful mouth is disrespectful to God. I would agree. But so it goes to a special master, and then the special master decides, what's relevant. And by the way, there is an absolute way to do every deposition. You can plead the fifth. You can answer yes. You can answer no. You keep your answers short. You keep them sweet, and you keep it moving. And your lawyer will object to form on 90% of the questions. So those questions be like, okay, well, you got to take this piece out. You got to put this piece in. And by the way, it takes forever. And I'm not just saying forever. You could take the for off of it, and it just takes ever. But you got to you can't, you have to have grounds. You have to have a actual reason to file a lawsuit. And I just sit back and chuckle and I say, you're going to get this amount and you're going to get that amount. And it's like, oh my God. Has anybody ever actually filed a lawsuit? Like, that it's not easy. Family suing my employer. We all winded up in depositions. Luckily, I was a quick one, in and out after waiting 6 hours to give 2 or 3 seconds. Can I ask if that deposition was won or lost? Like, so did the plaintiff, did they rule in the plaintiff's favor? Yeah. It's, you say, well, they're going to get all these damages. I don't think so. Not only do I not think they'll get any damages, I don't think there's any, like, if I was the court clerk and they're like, yeah, we're going to file a lawsuit, and then you're like looking at the paperwork, I know it'd be illegal, but I'd throw it in the garbage. I did that before. I remember a friend of mine wanted to work for me at Foot Locker when I was the manager there, and he would have been an absolute disaster. And I love the guy with all my heart, but he walks in, he hands me his, what looked to be like a 6-year-old filled out application. And I looked at it and I crumpled it up and throw it away. Probably illegal. Statute of limitations passed. I was 18, but I didn't want to hire him. So I threw it away. Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was testing. Something. What I mean by that is I was testing my Streamlabs, StreamYards. I hate both of them, but I have both, and that's what sucks. I'll tell you that. I don't know. Not sure. The nurse was fired and lost her license. Several others were fired, and yes, company paid family. Of course, but there's money involved. There's no money involved here. That is a reason to sue somebody. If you can show that you were wrongfully terminated for discrimination or whatever, and you can prove it, I mean, they will absolutely do that. They will take that. Medical malpractice, things like that. Wrongful termination, not a friggin' YouTube quote unquote doxing, and like, it's against the terms of service. Has anybody realized that the terms of service have never are never enforced properly? We all know that they're not enforced properly. Sometimes they pick and choose, but nobody cares. Nobody's threatened by terms of service because YouTube relies on machines most of the time to handle the arbitration. the reviews, the so on and so forth. Okay. So on and so forth. I've been noticing me saying that a lot more, but that's my thing. All right. Joe Pesci has his thing. Hey, and I have mine. So on and so forth. Goes without saying. At the end of the day, so on and so forth. I like so on and so forth. But yeah, it's almost impossible to get one doctor to testify against another in medical malpractice. Yeah, um, I've known some. There are some really big cases in that, but like I said, there's money involved. Like, look, if a doctor performs a gallbladder surgery and then he leaves a sponge in your stomach and you get sick and you miss a bunch of work and then you're hospitalized, they're going to be responsible for all that and more. Psychological damage they're going to pay for, then they're going to, or yes, I would say psychological damage, physical, hospital stay, hospital bills, loss of wages from work, and it's a big deal. That's how that works. Not, I'm, you falsely accused me of being somebody's public picture on a publicly traded entity onto another public entity. Plus, I'm guessing that, you know, I don't want to judge anybody, but I mean, it's expensive to file a lawsuit. We're just talking about lawsuits, but yeah, you're not going to get a public defender. I mean, I don't, you know, that's going to be rough. Now you'll get like if you're getting sued and you can't afford a lawyer, then you're stuck with the public defender. That's true. But I think as the plaintiff, you're going to have to come up with some cheddar. I mean, it's not like you got arrested for a DUI and you need somebody to sit next to you in court so you don't end up on death row or whatever. But you're gonna have to come up. You're gonna have to come up with a little money. They're not gonna say, "Oh, you want to sue that person because they took your picture off Facebook and put it somewhere else?" Let me get a public defender for you. Right? Not happening. Not in a million years. I've never heard of such a thing. It's one of the most asinine things I've ever heard of. Let me see. Lawsuit doesn't even get to a lawyer's desk if the defendant does have anything to get. That's another thing. Like, you can sue somebody for $1 million. I mean, where are you going to get it from? That's why famous people get sued all the time for, those kind of 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, a million, 5 million, 10 million. The richer, the more they get sued, because there are assets that are worth going after and that they will possibly have to pay. And it usually ends up as just a portion or something. It's usually never the full amount. So, I mean, we're talking we're talking about very, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to take your house. All right, well, okay, good luck. Gonna have to come with a really strong civil suit for something like that. It baffles me. It baffles me that people think that you can just go around and sue people like that. But what do I know? I'm waiting to get served from Don Wells, and maybe he will sue me. I haven't heard anything. I haven't got any mail or an email yet. Maybe my letter's on the way. Yeah, and we all know how well that goes, right, Celeste? Sometimes. You can have my Dale Earnhardt 1993 NASCAR diecast of his All-Star Racing paint. It's worth $23.70 on eBay. I'll auction it off, and you'll get the proceeds from that. Your Honor, I have a 1974 porta potty in my backyard, and that thing's just a good scrubbing away from fetching a few bucks at auction. Hey, Your Honor, I got me a couple gold teeth. If that will help me at all in any way, shape, or form, y'all's welcome to pull them. I'm suing you for making me step in a puddle. That's defamation. That's blasphemy. That's everything that's wrong with the world. You get millions of dollars just for that. You can get millions and millions of dollars for stubbing your toe and somebody looks at you the wrong way. You can get a public defender for that. No, you cannot. I got this cool safety. I left the bolts and they're in prestige condition. Yeah. Well, I mean, I got a black powder rifle. It's going to the uh, auction where they castrate the bulls and then they auction off their testicles for Rocky Mountain oysters. That should fetch a pretty penny at auction. Can I get 3 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents there, 4 cents there, 5 cents there, there. Oh, can I see 6 cents, 7 cents, 7 cents? There you go. And we got a new bidder with 10 cents. Sold to the man with 2 teeth in odd places and an Abe Lincoln hat, who looks like he is 70 old. This is not how it works. Like, if you're going to have 2 teeth, you would want one right here and one right here, so you can go right down Main Street, Broadway, if you're going to chew a carrot. I base my whole tooth situations around the carrot. Carrots are hard to eat, so you got to go right down Main Street, Broadway. Here we come. Probably just because she doesn't want to. Probably doesn't want to. Would you want to? I'm not even talking about me. I was talking about just these other. It's just the lawsuit. The lawsuits are flying. Sold to the lady with no teeth. And that, you got like I'm trying to think because I don't know how the leverage that you would get from two teeth, one top, one bottom. Now you would want them interlocking like a zipper because you put too much pressure on one side and both them bad boys are going to come flying out like a button on a fat man at Thanksgiving. That's just not what you want to happen there. You know what I mean? And so you need them interlocking. You need some strength. You need it's like like a Cuban link, I don't know if you guys know what the Cuban link is, but you know what I'm saying. You need that kind of interlocking, solidness. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that if both teeth are in alignment. You need one here, or one here, and one here, and you'll be like a snapping turtle. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, steamed carrots. Well, no, I mean, maybe, uh, possibly, absolutely. I just thought the whole production was just. I mean, and then to threaten a 20-year-old young man, like I'm gonna sue you. Uh, Trevor, if you're here, if you want to come up, you can come up. I'll let you come up. I know that you're sick, so don't worry about it. Actually, I know you're sick. Don't worry about it. Um, he's got a. He's living in Rona Town, population 1. No, I don't know if she has any teeth or not. I'm just saying if you were to have that was just a scenario that I thought of off the top of my head was if you do have teeth or only two of them, best case scenario is the front two cattywampus, right? That's what you're going to want. I think I think she's down to 0.0 from what I saw. I mean, she's got the bitter beer face right now. And look, I come from a long line of folks that don't have teeth. All right, so I'm not tooth shaming. I'm not tooth shaming. I'm not teeth shaming. But yeah, Trev, no worries, man. I know you're not feeling well. Like Jafar as the old dude at the beginning of Aladdin. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I knew one guy that had one tooth in his mouth and he was on the top, dead center, and that was it. How do you get a tooth dead center? I mean, I guess it does happen, but jeez. Dead center? Not good. Yeah, you're lying. Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy had a joke that said, you might be a redneck if you've ever been accused of lying through your tooth. I always like that one. Um, Well, butterface would indicate like the butterface phase was, and you know, this isn't me saying this. What I'm saying is it was everything looked good, and then the butterface. Okay, so it would insinuate that it was a woman that didn't have a nice face but had a nice body, and that was the phenomenon of that saying. It went on to this day. Candace doesn't qualify. I'm just saying. I just wanted to clear that up. I didn't make that up. So sorry. I stick with bitter beer face. Medicare doesn't pay for dental seniors. I know that, and that sucks. It's no secret here. All I'm saying is that's kind of what I want when I have to get them. Look, if you ever feel bad about yourself or your family or think that your family's like the craziest, all you got to do is go to a county fair somewhere in like Florida, or I don't know, one of the Virginias, Montana maybe. Of course, it'd be like 3 people there. They'd all be cousins, uncles, and sisters and brothers. But yeah, not like a or a swap meet in Sacramento. That would be good. You go to a swap meet. Yeah, West Virginia. West Virginia would have. I would think that Westford, like a certain county in West Virginia, I'm not sure which one, but in West Virginia, you would definitely see some things and hear some things that would make you probably feel a little bit better about yourself. Walmart works. Piggly Wiggly. Um, I, I don't know, man. I know, like, I've gotten to know a few people from Hawkins County. Don and Candace are not they are not the poster children for Tennessee, especially Hawkins County. Trust me. That little area is special. Yeah, getting banned from Walmart is a feat that I never thought, like a lifetime ban and all of them. That's pretty intense. It's pretty intense, you know. But like nobody's getting sued, and I mean, it's just not happening. It's never going to happen. Um, threats or threats or threats or threats. And sometimes it does work on people, and you go, oh crap, like I better be careful. Well, I mean, what exactly can you get sued for? Well, it's very specific. It's the same thing. Like it's kind of like child support. Like there are people that owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in back child support that the state will never see because they don't have the money. All it does is prevent them from maybe having a driver's license or getting a government job or so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, ding, you can't. What are you going to do? Suck the blood or suck the money from, the bone marrow? Like, you're just not going to get it. It's not there. It's just ridiculous. But like I said, they're absolutely insane threats, and they're baseless. But like, at least with child support, they can actually put you in jail. They can put you in jail and they can revoke your driver's license, but they can't get the money out of you. So that's why so many people that owe child support work under the table so their wages can't be garnished. So they do that instead. Well, I mean, good luck. So the teeth would keep them from. No, I don't think so. I don't think. No, I don't think so. Um, Not paying your child support can. Yeah, the dental work is expensive. It's crazy expensive, no doubt. Um, but no, that's. I don't know. Like, I thought it was like April, but who knows? Is that true? Wow. Sky Maiden says you can't even get a fishing license if you owe back child support. I don't know if you're being facetious or not, but that's interesting. That's crazy. But yeah, so what they do is they just get these jobs where you're um, under the table, you know? No, you can't. No, you can't. I wish you could, but you can't. Well, maybe you. Well, it depends. It depends. If you get your bill and it's not what you had expected, or there were some added charges that maybe you weren't aware of, maybe, depending, but probably not. Well, West Virginia is some of the most beautiful land, but there's just a select few up in the holler, and there's a few. There's a few different. Let's see here. We raise $1,300 tonight for Make a Wish in under 2 hours. That's awesome. Respect. No, that's for you here in Colorado. It's considered a privilege and recreational. If you have money for that, you should have money for child support. I mean, yeah. I don't think. Yeah. Do they stop you from going into the dispensary and buying like pot and stuff like that? Because they should do that as well. Because you have to use your ID for that, and I think that your government ID would probably, when you have to, they probably pay attention, right? That's what I mean. That's what I think. My ex owes me 40. Is so in child support? Is that what it is? I mean, like I said, it's just not cut and dry. It's just not. It's just not. Some people will like. There are people that will never, ever, ever pay off their child support. They know that. So what they do is they just go around under the radar and they work jobs that aren't taxable or that people are employers are fine with not paying. And the other thing is too, I think like they could probably still get some sort of like medical benefits, something like that. But I don't know. I just think it's just funny the frivolous, empty threats. And one of the funnier things is that I think some people actually believe it. Actually, yes, and the reason I do, and the reason I know this is because my ex sister in law owes back child support in California, and she got busted. Oh, so you can't you can't even go into a dispensary? That's impressive. Super impressive. Um, so yeah, they'll take your passport too. They'll take your passport. You can't get a passport. You can't get a driver's license. But most people would take that exchange if they owed 100 grand in back child support. Like they'd be like, "Oh well, I can't go to Iran this year for summer, bummer." Or it's the people that owe that kind of money aren't going to really be international travelers so much most of the time. Most of the time. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some. Okay, well that makes sense. So it's your medicine. It wasn't my first choice. It was just like I thought it'd be funny because nobody goes to Iran for vacation. That's it. I'm trying to entertain here. I want to say, oh hey, man, it's going to be a bummer not going to Cabo San Lucas because like that probably would be a bummer. So I threw Iran in there to kind of offset the expectation of a really nice place. I know. I know. I was going left and then all of a sudden I turned right. You know, nothing wrong with that. Keeping you on your toes. You go, oh, he's gonna say Jamaica, and then he says Iran. Oh, why would he do that? Here comes the big reveal. Here, here comes the. Oh man, he's gonna say something really nice. Iran. Before you go to Iran, Antarctica. Not really on the top of people's places to go. Man, I can't wait to go visit Guantanamo Bay. Place should be really, really epic. Yeah, you wouldn't see, but here's the thing, okay? Here's where you gotta, because it's not that Ukraine didn't go through my mind, but that would be like insult to injury, because there's a lot of bad things happening in the Ukraine, war crimes, things like that. So Iran, they just threatened to kill every other country, just mere threats, things like that. So Iran was like, oh man, who would want to go to this, like, the middle of the desert where they're enriching uranium and hates America? Obviously, nobody's going to be bummed out they can't go to Ukraine since there's an active war going on there. Right. Exactly. Good point. When I go to Fiji, it's always been a dream. Hubby is like, no. Well, maybe he'll want to go to Iran. Love America comes through with I have many pothead cousins in Gate City. Naughty. Naughty. Hey, do you guys want to go see Osama bin Laden's ruins? Like where he dragged his dialysis machine around from cave to cave? The place where he'd filmed those weird videos? No thanks. I'll pass. Would you rather go there, or would you rather take a trip to Italy? Italy sounds good. Come on, dude. They have the marks in the sand from when he was dragging his dialysis machine around from place to place. You don't want to see that? Marks from the dialysis machine? Nope. All right. Whatever. I offered you a good time. I'd rather go to Italy too. Do you want to see where the United States dropped the mother of all bombs? It's a crater 150 feet down. Once you get down in there, you can't get back up without helicopter help. It'll be a blast. No pun intended. No pun intended. Italy would be the more logical choice. You're not going to want to just Iran. That was the best thing that I could come up with at the time. And also, I was going to say that I don't believe Americans are actually allowed to travel to Iran. Like, I think that they put Americans on a ban list. I remember being super disappointed when that happened. I was like, golly, summer 2025 was going to be off the hook. Now we just back to square one. Where to now? I mean, you can't take popular destinations off the map like that. Like, oh man. Yeah. America is no longer allowed to travel to Iran. Shoot. What kind of kind of world is this? What kind of world is this, folks? Not a world I like. I want my options. I'm going to pay my child support, so I am allowed to travel to Iran and Turkey and Egypt and Somalia. All the good places. I always think about that too. Like, imagine just being born in a place like that. It's just terrible. Like when you say you lucked out, like being born in a certain place, that is a absolute fact. Imagine being born in Somalia or Ghana or I don't know much about Madagascar, but Egypt may be amazing, but it's like 3 seconds from war, like every second. You know what I'm saying? It's not it's not stable territory. That's all I'm saying. But like the pyramids and the ruins and the things like that, yes. Oh yeah, I even forgot about Hawaii. People love Hawaii, but the milk costs $13. Yeah, it's just when I say Egypt, it's just a very unstable region. That's it. Nothing more. Matter of fact, I think didn't World War II start around there? Like, I know it was in Africa, but is that what it is? And that's another thing. Like, one of the things about the United States that makes it, in Australia as well, I mean, you're not sharing borders with enemies. That's always a good thing. You want to put some distance between you and somebody who wants to do horrible things. You living next to somebody who wants you dead, and could possibly want to make that happen is a problem. You don't want to do that. And so, geographically speaking, you got a good buffer zone. Iran, Israel, things like that, not so much, Somalia, the African continent itself, I mean, they fight. So you gotta be careful where you travel to. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that those places aren't lovely. I don't know about Iran. I think I've seen like 2 pictures of Iran and they both looked exactly the same. It was like a really light brown desert. No buildings, no nothing. I didn't really go very far into it. That's all I'm saying. It's been snowing here, so yeah, I don't know. It never snows here, so I can't imagine how cold it is in the places that it actually normally snows. Yeah, I saw a couple camels too. Greece would be cool. France, the United Kingdom, those are popular places. Um, yeah, but Greece would be cool. Paris, Italy. Um, And by the way, like, and I'm a big fan of like ancient Egypt and the pyramids and stuff like that. Like I fell down those rabbit holes. And so, to see those would be incredible. Um, because they're just like some of the most fascinating objects you've ever seen in your life. It would just be, and so I don't live very far from like an Indian reservation too. And um I got to go and see an old it was like a tribal village, and it was like one of the coolest things I'd ever seen, and the stuff had just been around for years, and I don't know how far back it went, but like a long way. And it was like absolutely incredible. Never seen anything like it. On the East Coast, it's gonna be in the 70s. Jeez. Oh no, what's this? We got Sergeant Spackle in the house. Why isn't Canada on anyone's list? I'm not taking the bait. I don't know. I'm sure. I'm sure Canada is beautiful. We've been to Canada, but like it wasn't like we went like super deep into Canada. We've been around Canada ish. I don't speak French very well, so merci beaucoup. Was not so. It had tribal buildings, but they weren't like in the actual village part. So it was like they kind of surrounded because they maintain it and stuff like that. I've been to different places in Canada and it's beautiful. I mean, can we really name a place that's not though? I bet you that there's a pretty place in Iran. We're gonna find out right now. The most beautiful place in Iran. Yeah, there's a nice little place in Iran. Here you go. Don't believe me. I I didn't know. I didn't know that there was. I've never seen this before. This is something. There you go. Very beautiful. Now I don't believe that that's Iran, but that's what they're telling me in the picture. Now Donald Wells didn't find this channel. It's secret, right? I don't know. Has he? We can kick him out of this one. He's not. He's not a part of this over here. Hey guys, come look at Iran. Looks like Greenland. Um, I mean, yeah. So I mean, look, they got some pretty places. Yeah, Greenland's ice. That's true. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, and I'm not trying to be a jerk. That is not pretty. I mean, everything's pretty in its own way, right? I think. But to me, that doesn't look so pretty. I mean, it's a busted up museum. The museum's trashed. Well, that's sad. That is sad, folks. Look at that. What once was. And that water, I don't know if that's blue or green. I'm not really sure. I don't know what that is. All right. So there's Iran. There's Iran looking, but like there are beautiful places everywhere. I mean, some would say that this is pretty. I wouldn't. It's hard to disagree with it. I mean, that is it's pretty looking at it here until you're the two people right here. You know what I mean? Like looking at it from the comfort. Like I got a heater at my feet right now, and I'm fine. It's a little chilly outside, but I'm not wet. It's not snowing on my head. But this photo is beautiful until you're the people in the middle of it. Then it's going to suck. I mean, imagine being right there. Okay. Right here. Just you, yourself. Right here. Right there. You don't want to be there. It's going to be hot, possibly cold. Now, this place looks like it would be a blast. I could see you could set up a keg right back there. DJ booth in the corner. Is that water right there? It's like a little swimming pool. I'm not sure what these things are, but that one looks like it has a face. Excellent spackle work. That's true. Excellent spackle work. I agree. Excellent spackle work. Keg or whatever. I mean, whatever. When in Rome, right? So if they if they just want to fill one of those pots up with a bunch of wine, it would be a blast. We'd have a great time there, guys. Honestly, I could see a party going down here, a big time party. It's got bushes. That's a big deal. Bushes are a big deal, and for the shade, possible water hookups. I mean, I could see something cool happening here. This place, not so much. This one, not so much. I'm not so much into. This would be depressing. That the if you can't really get a good look here, it's kind of fenced off, so you can't even get next to the actual building or whatever's left of that building. But yeah, this place not so much. I wouldn't really want to throw a party out here. That's not me. That's not my place. You set the DJ up over here. Right. So the DJ would be on this island. And then, if you're just listening, you can't hear it. It's just a bunch of nothing. Now, here we go. We're talking big time party vibes. Big time party vibes. Like I would probably 100 pesos to rent this out. I would pay that. That place looks like, I mean, the guys would have to take their blankets and stuff down, but I would pay for it. That's some good, Sergeant Spackle. That's some good. That is some absolute great finishing work. Yeah, I like these little tables right here. Let me see if you can see the tables here. Can you guys? I wish I could like change it to a laser pointer. That would be better. It's got cool little tables, a little wish fountain in case it gets too hot. You could dive in. Um, yeah, this is pretty for like 20 minutes, and then you're like, I need to. We need to go to a Wendy's and get a Frosty or something. That you're not going to be there that long. It's something cool to look at, and it would look nice on your wall, but how long are you going to want to walk on that uneven ground? Can you imagine the peak winds up there? Be awful. Way awful. So you're like, hey, I'm going to need some spicy nugs and a Frosty on the ASAP. So can we head on down? Oh, man. The things, this, Sergeant Spackle, what do you give this one? I mean, this is fine work. Of course, with French fries. Duh. I Sergeant Spackle, can we get a rating on this Spackle job? Because that place would be bumping. But to be honest with you, I mean, yeah. It's cool once again, cool to look at. It was the highest level spackling I've seen all night. So that's the thing, Sergeant. You can't just hand out 10s. You handed out a 10 too early, Sergeant. You got to be a little harder, than that. Okay, because like that spackle, like if you look right there, that's good spack, but it's like an 8. It's like a 7.9, something like that. This is not 10 out of 10 spackling. That's not a 10 out of 10 spackle job. Okay. It's just not. Let's be honest. It's good. It's average. It's like 6. It's like a 6.2. It's nice. $7.85. The northwest beam is missing spack. I think you're right. I don't know what it is. Once again, beautiful to look at, treacherous to deal with. I mean, that, and imagine the creatures that live out there. So you got to take that into accountability. There has to be there's werewolves that run out there, I'm guessing. You got to take that into the full picture. That, my friends, is werewolf country. Beautiful picture, crappy place to be. You're cool right here on the little bank. You get out here and you get swallowed by an anaconda that's 190 feet long and 17 feet around. Wow. And I don't even know what that is. But like, I could dig it. Like, there's places for a keg. There's places for a keg there. It's all good. But, like I said, Beautiful, sure. I guess. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's just not something I would hate it. Oh, I just found a place in Iran where we can all hang out. This is going to be dope. Oh, the tapestry is top notch, folks. All right. One more time. I'll take a look here. We get some good spackling. Boom. Boom. Place looks legit. It looks like it has Wi-Fi. That's a huge deal. That guy's on a cell phone. So that would be a cool place to hang out. They got a folding chair. I like that. Big fan of the folding chair. Okay, so I haven't seen these. Okay, so they don't. Are you telling me what is this? They don't have pictures. What's going on? Okay, here we are. Oh, now we're talking big time. That, my friends, is a diamond in the rough. Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to have to pump some of that green water out of there and fill it with as much fresh as we can, or not. It could stay dry. We could all mosh pit down there or whatever, but the green water is a little off-putting, but the palm trees are awesome. That's the place. Positive energy. Look at that. One of the most famous and historical gardens in Iran. These grounds and the building within them were built in the mid 13th century. Woo! But renovated 600 years later. Iram owes its fame and importance to a botanical garden. That's cool. That are home to the variety of unique rare plants like pot. As I walked into the garden, the first thing I noticed was the positive energy emanating from the place due to its green and colorful surroundings. Now, once again, the green water's got to go. It's got to go, but everything else is looking on the up and up. It wasn't just the plants. The grand building also had me in awe due to the vast range of colors and patterns. More striking was the lake feeding the small stream that waters the garden. Looky what we got here. Now this is for gentlemen and ladies only. There will be no keg here. There will be only the most beautiful, expensive champagne served. I'm loving that. Iran is coming in clutch. I don't like, I mean, this would, like a Coachella kind of vibe. It's giving me Woodstock, Coachella vibes, but I don't know. It's all right. It's not bad. I could party out there probably. Dancing, lots of room to dance. 9.6 ceiling spackle, romance bucket provided at no cost. Thank you, Sergeant Spackle. All right, Celeste, but don't kill our vibe. Okay, fine. But I'm guessing that there's some wine in that country somewhere. Somebody had to leave some grapes out a little bit too long. And we could probably get our hands on that. Don't kill the dream. I don't I mean, I like it, but I don't like the lighting. Yeah, there's not enough. You need a black light in that place for sure. You need a black light, no question about it. But I think there's like baths. Those look like baths. Like you can fill them with hot water and make a hot tub out of it. Bring a generator and spark it up. And you get your you'd have a hot tub, really. Mirroring Spackle 5.5. It's better than average, but Sergeant Spackle coming in hot. Once again, I think we've already looked at this place because I recognize those tables anywhere. But this one's growing on me. What's the name of this place? City of Kings and Emperors. Persepolis. Hey, you guys gonna go down to the new? We're gonna go to Persepolis this summer. You can buy your tickets. Where's Persepolis? Well, it's in Iran. Nice. Yeah, man, they got everybody's performing. Our Earth, Wind, and Fire is getting back together. They're going to be at Precipitous or whatever it is, Persepolis.
Suckamuckagus.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sounds like an STD. 2 people in a row said that. Come on now. Celeste, I don't think that you've been watching the show. Suckamuckalus. What do you think? It looks like a scene from Interview with a Vampire. Like you get to see Tom Cruise just walk out and just like drag and have some blood on his face. I like waterfalls and the jungle vibe. I like that too. Like I don't know what the hell this is. This looks like the ether. There's no. I don't even think that you could put a chair there. I don't think that's solid ground. I think that that's a mosh pit. I think that that's what that is. There's no solid ground. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I don't like partying at the beach. I've never liked partying at the beach. I mean, if you're gonna go to swim or like sunbathe, yeah, if you got a towel, I'm down. But like, I don't want to roll in the sand, and I certainly don't want to get salt water on me because it hurts. Like, because like when you're a chubby boy, when like you're younger and you don't want to take your shirt off at the beach, but you want to get in the water, there's this combination of like polyester and cotton combined along with salt water that like does unimaginable things to your nipples when you're a young lad at like 13. So I've never really gotten over that. The fear of just the salt really does something. I don't know what it is, but it hurts. Oh, repressed memory just came back like it was nothing. Oh God, my nipples. Unimaginable things. Yeah. Oh man, it's tough. Tough. It's tough in the streets for a young 13-year-old chubby boy wearing a polyester cotton blend shirt in the ocean. No, please. I'll tell you everything you want to know. Back in the ocean, fat boy. Water. Oh my God. This is the most ridiculous thing ever. No, no, this is torture. You tell me where the money is, or you're getting dunked back in the salt, fatty. No, no. Too bad. Terrible. It's just awful. Please help me. This is torture. I'd rather be in Iran. Ridiculous. Thanks for being here, guys. Had a good time. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock on the lab. Got some interesting stuff. New stuff. Interesting stuff. We're going to talk about Don's alibis that he says, and a new audio clip that was sent to me. That'll be interesting. Sergeant Spackle, we'll catch you on the flip side. Used to have swamp water parties at the beach. Blah. Oh man, this place looks awesome. Hold on, I gotta show you this place. We're on the way out, but like this one caught my eye. This is also in Iran. Now that, like if you knew that was your destination and you're gonna have a kegger and a rager, that's what I'm talking about, folks. That right there is what I'm talking about. I'm into it. You guys have a good night.